Whoa, I should have put on a hat for this video. What's going on, guys? It's BJ here. I got another good one for you. I'm going to do a video on how I fixed the drop top on my 2013 Ford Mustang. The reason why I'm doing this is because I spent about $400 sending this to the car dealership for a reputable dealer here in the Charlotte area. And after 2 hours of trying to figure out what was going on, they couldn't figure out what was going on and requested that I give them another hour to 2 hours to disassemble the drop top. And I was like, not no, but HE double hockey sticks no. I'll just figure it out. It was wintertime, wasn't stressing it. I was like, I'll figure it out between now and summertime. Hello, 6 months later. Just had a lot of stuff going on. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video covering all the things that I figured out along the way, and I'll put the time marks inside of the comment section below or the description so you don't have to listen to me. Or you could press top left or right, whichever one it is, and speed me up ×2, and that'll probably work. This is probably going to be about 7 minutes long. So the first thing that I did is I got on YouTube, and when I was on my way to pick up my car on the light rail, I went on YouTube, and I'm like, all these fixes seem mad easy. Why would they charge me another $400 up to $1,200? I said, what's the max you're going to end up charging me for this? She was like, well, if we got to do the whole new top, it's going to be at least $1,400 in labor plus blah blah blah. And I was like, stop right there. I'm coming to pick up my vehicle. Don't touch nothing else. Is I looked on YouTube, and I'll post all the videos that I looked at on YouTube because they all help lead me to what the issue was. First thing I did is I went here and I looked in the fuse box. 40 amp or what, I don't even know. I'm not even going to pretend like I know what I'm talking about, but I think this is a 40 amp fuse. Well, I changed it out. It was like $5 because I use this drop top all the time. So I was like, that's a good investment, and it still didn't work. The next thing that I did is I went up here and I pressed these buttons up, down, and I could hear the humming sound coming from whatever was behind this seat. I could hear it. And so I was like, well, that seems like it works if I'm at least hearing the hum. Then the next thing that I did, and this was the one that came in clutch, because this is where I was like, around this time, I was like, man, I'm going to have to replace this whole dang thing. I came back here and found the relays, and this was off of one of my homeboys' videos that I watched leading up to here. But the only issue was everybody's videos was from a 2000 Mustang, between 2000 and 2011 Mustang, and I got a 2013. So I was like, gosh, okay, I can't take any advice from these videos because it's probably completely different. Well, little bit by little bit, I ended up figuring it out. Next thing that I did is I started taking off the seat so I could get to the cylinder in the back. Because I was like, if all this electronic stuff is working, then that means it must be the oil in the cylinder. And I was like dead set on it for like the last week. I just didn't have any time. I was like, I'm gonna get the oil filled in the cylinder, and I bet you that's it. Well, pulled the first seat off, and it was mad easy. That seat over there, super easy to get off. All I had to do was lift up, press and lift up, and the dang thing popped out on this side. Did the same thing over there, and it popped out. And then I got to this back seat, and then I was like, all right, let me get this. I took 2 screws out. I took this one from here and another one from over there. And then I'm like, all right, I'm almost there. Then I spent like 40 minutes trying to lift this thing up. I sweated through a shirt in the beginning of summer. Sweated through a dang shirt trying to get this thing up. And then I was like, all right, let's go another angle. Well, if I'm trying to get to the cylinder, and it should be right behind here, let me go ahead and take that out and try to see if I could see it. Well, I could see it, but I couldn't do anything with it because it was bolted down here to there. And so start unbolting it. I think it was like a 10 millimeter bolt. Again, I'm not an expert, but I think it was like a 10 millimeter. I used this, and it says 10 right there, right? Let me get it out the light. Let me try to see if I can do it. Yeah, it says 10 right there, right? Or 3/8, whichever one. Again, I'm not going to pretend like I know what I'm doing. I'm not. That's what I was trying to pay those other people to do. But I finally got it unloosed. Loosened up. And then I looked at that cylinder, And let me put some light on it maybe. Yep, I put that cylinder, it was, as much as it is empty, half that much was in there. So it was just like the bottom portion of the reservoir. So then I took my Allen key, number 4, I believe this is. I don't know what that means. It might mean something to you, but just get a set of Allen keys. I threw it in there, bop, 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 loosened it up, and when I was loosening it up, I heard the hissing sound. I was like, oh, it must be pressurized. Remember that when I put it back in, when I put the oil back in. So then I took a baster. Where's my baster? Took that baster, put some automatic transmission fluid in there, $6 at AutoZone. And I put it in there, and then it was only half as full as it is now. And then I was like, I bet you more fits in there. So I loosened it up again. I angled it higher, as high as I could, which you can't really angle it that high, the way it's all connected. And then I put the bolt back in there. And as soon as I went back to the vehicle and pressed the top up button, the dang thing went up like freaking, that thing shut up like a 16-year-old. I was like, holy moly. I remember those days. And so it went all the way down. And once it got all the way down, I just did it a bunch of times because I remember that it was pressurized. And I was like, I probably need to build that pressure back up. And so now it's working like a champ. Sorry, y'all. I'm sweating. It's the beginning of the summer up here in Cornelius by the lake. And it's just disgusting. And I'm fat anyway. So, yeah, that's everything that I did to figure out what was going on. Just to recap, it started off like going down, but you knew something was wrong. Like it was going slower. It was like, boom. And then it went from that to boom. And so I was like, something's going on with it. So I stopped messing with it till it went down, and then I couldn't get the dang thing back up. And then I was like, oh shoot, okay, let me figure this out. Went and spent like $400 on just them taking a look at it at the Ford dealership, and then wanting another 2 hours of service to figure it out when it was nothing more. I'm serious. I don't know how to do nothing else with vehicles. All I did exactly what I told you. I put the dang oil in the reservoir. It took me, like, with my unknowledgeable self, it took me about 45 minutes to do everything all together, and they were trying to charge me upwards of $1,200 for doing it. So I'm just hoping this keeps you out of the Ford dealership. At an inner dealership, you know, this is something that you can absolutely do yourself. It took me Allen key, one tool for the nuts, and $6 for the oil. And with this video, if I would have had this video, it would take me less time, like 15 minutes to get everything disassembled. And that's about it. So hopefully this works well for you. Let me know if you know how to get this back seat off, because it was just HE double. Boy, I sweat. Listen, when I tell you I sweated through a shirt trying to figure out how to get this thing off, and it wasn't this easy because the top wouldn't come down, so I couldn't even see all this back here without crumbling in there. Y'all trying to figure out why I got a pillow in there. That's because I was laying down in here trying to figure out how to lift this thing up. So, all right, well, that's all I got. If you had any questions, let me know. Talk to you later.